And we're live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for the likes that we have to start. And please don't forget to keep liking as you come in. How's everybody doing? Don't mind me. It's a slow start. So I'm not on camera right now. I'm sure I'll probably make it to catching up with you guys. I know I'm late. Please forgive me. Hey, we got Mirna in the building. We got O and W's grandbaby. Baby girl Tay is in the building. We got Jamal. Oh, Set in the West is in the building. Charlene, Pat Blair. Yeah. So we got this story. And I know for all of us, it's been a little jarring. I know it's been jarring for me. Teenager that ran away from home. I was a teenager that ran into some difficult stuff at home. Oh, thank you. And, to those who are into the holiday season and all that, I hope everybody's Thanksgiving preparation is going well for them. Once upon a time, this would be the time where, I'd be busting my butt, working really hard, getting some extra cash in, doing a lot of grocery shopping, preparing to cook for a bunch of people. That used to be my life. My life has gotten so much smaller now. So, but I remember what the hustle and bustle was like. So don't lose your head. So, oh, thank you, Tara. Thank you a bunch. So, the first time I heard about this story, it was right before Charlie Kirk. There was just a blind report that went out, and it said that there was a singer, went by the name David, D4VD, and it said that human remains, dismembered person, was found in his car, in the trunk of his car. You have to take the pies and the ice cream. Well, listen to me. That sounds like a great job. That sounds like somebody else is doing the cooking and you just showing up, you know what I mean, or auxiliary. So auxiliary is an amazing place to be. Amazing. I like to be the person that just has to bring some stuff. It's pretty fun. Woo! But I hope they enjoy your choices and your selections. I'm sure you got great taste. So yeah, you're not up to speed on the case. You didn't know who he was before this very sad case. Okay. Well, Maria, join the club because as a 48 and a half year old Black woman, I'd never heard of this guy a day in my life. I didn't know who this kid was. If someone had showed me his picture, I couldn't have told you who he was. I would have accused him of being, just one of these other streamers. I might have said that he was that I show speed guy. Yeah, I that goes to show you how far out of the loop I am when it comes to pop culture. I am so far out of the loop when it comes to pop culture. Oh, Britt, welcome. Welcome to Jack Nation. So yeah. You better pat yourself on the back, Pat Blair. No, but seriously, like this picture, it's wild when I look at it. You know, he just looks like another kid. You know, and he's sitting there and he's petting a chicken, and he looks completely harmless, which is kind of freakish. Because then flip to this picture, and man, that's a whole nother vibe. Whole nother vibe. Um, but I mean, that's the thing nowadays. Like a lot of these kids, they're so far off in la la land. They're so caught up in their imaginary worlds. You know, it's social media, streaming, gaming. It gives them the ability to create these alternate personas, these alternate ideologies of themselves. And, you know, to think that that shirt that we're looking at right now with what he's wearing and the just the weird, as Wolfgang would say, the necromancy, the romanticizing doom and death. This is his merchandise. This is the stuff that he would sell to his fans. And oddly enough, hey Mojiji, his fans, they bought his merch. Media has most definitely messed with these young minds. And not only that, it's the anonymity that they get to have. Uh, Most of them are working with some kind of alias. A lot of them don't even show their faces. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Oh, it's so good to see you. It's good to have you here. But, you know, this kid, this David kid, he's got some dark fantasies and he's got some very, very, very um kind of over the top, just I don't even know what to call it, really. It's clearly he's artistic. He has a very artistic mind. Can't take anything away from that. He's extremely resourceful. He learned how to use his devices. He learned how to use all of this stuff. I mean, when you listen to his story and just the fact that he was able to start recording, I think pretty much like on an iPhone, I think like using GarageBand and making his own music so that he could stream his Fortnite content. Like when you think about it, very creative. I want to remind people that, when we hear about him now and when we see his pictures, especially images like this, we think of him with a very, very, very dark, monstrous tone. But, you know, he's also this kid. He's also this kid who was video gaming and stumbled onto quite the fortune for a kid his age. He went from being in his mom's house to making hundreds of thousands of dollars and with the prospect of making millions upon millions, probably hundreds of millions one day on the track that he was on with the kind of Like he's approaching billions of streams and views on his content. Like it's but it's what he did with it. See, it's what he did with it that made it so disgusting, that made it so grotesque. Now let's just get very clear. This guy is what, going on 21? Let's look up the stats. Let's look up his stats. Let's not get anything wrong here. Let's make sure that we stay all the way on point. Yeah. He'll be 21 March the 28th of next year. He was born in 2005. My baby boy was born in 2002. My oldest son, God rest his soul, was born in 1993. Like the idea that Giovanni was 12 when he was born is bizarre to me. Like it's my firstborn son was 12 years old when he was born. I remember what I was doing in 2005. I put out my second album that year. I was on tour. Sam was a baby. Your oldest was born in '06. Yeah. Yeah. And can you imagine? Can you even begin to imagine like your kid going through the kind of problems he's going through right now? I I do not envy his parents. His parents are in for some very, very, very dark days and dark nights. And I'm sure they're doing a whole lot of praying. Well, what it's saying, I I don't know if that's correct, Mojiji, if it's the 21st, because I'm sitting here and I'm looking up his Wikipedia and it's saying he was born on the 28th. Just for reference. It's saying he was born March 28th. So that would be a week after the date that you have. But yeah, like American singer and songwriter. In 2022, he released the singles Here With Me and Romantic You Know What Aside, Unalive Aside, which gained widespread popularity on TikTok and resulted in him signing with Darkroom and Interscope Records. But let's not forget that he was signed to his manager's company as well. Josh, Burke began making music at his mother's recommendation as a way to avoid YouTube copyright strikes on his Fortnite gameplay montages. Following several releases in 2023, Burke released two extended plays, which are EPs, Petals to Thorns and Lost Petals, the former charting in 5 regions. In 2024, Burke released 5 singles, including his third single to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, Feel It. His debut studio album, Withered, was released in 2025. So he literally has only been releasing singles. He's been getting this I hear you, Mojiji. And you know what? Let's keep going. I mean, the worst, if you're going to do a little number work on him and you want to check it out, there's no harm in checking both the 21st or the 28th. I mean, they're doing so much when it comes to this kid and when it's coming to this case. I can't blame you. I know it there's something in his gaze. It's an empty hollowness there. Released 2025, his first album. And the album is titled Wither. Like everything about him is sad and hollow. In late 2025, this is his Wikipedia I'm reading. This is crazy. In late 2025, 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez decomposed remains were discovered inside an impounded Tesla registered in Burke's name. A property occupied by Burke was searched by the LAPD, and the deluxe edition of his album, along with his Withered World tour, was canceled. On November 18th, 2025, David was identified as a suspect in the case. They're on it. Hmm. His personal life. Like, this is how short the details are in his life because this kid is so young and his life is just getting started. So, Burke identifies as a Christian. He once said in an interview with Astroff magazine, I get my personal power from God for sure. I am a heavy believer in the Christian faith. That's kind of like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of strange. Um, Thank you for that, Barbara J. Yes, please keep hitting that like button. I just wanted to go over all of this as we're talking about this because I want to talk about her now. As it said here in Wikipedia, she was 14 years old when she passed away. It's quite possible that she met David when she was as young as 11 years old. They met in video games. I believe they initially first made contact playing Fortnite. And I'm going to tell parents and all of it. We got to be really careful with what we're letting our kids engage in, with what we're letting our kids play, with what we're letting our kids do. We have to be very, 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 very careful because we don't know who they're playing with. We don't know who they're talking to. We don't know who's in that headset. We don't know what they got going on. We don't. Your kid could be sitting in their bedroom on that game and in that headset that they have on their head that you're not listening to directly. They could have the devil whispering in their ear. You wouldn't even know. It's when we grew up playing video games, our friends would have to come over our house or we would have to go over their house. There were no headsets. There was no exclusion. There was no there was none of that. The things that you were saying with your parents listening, with everyone listening. Now these kids, half the time they're lying about their age, and so are the adults that are playing with them. If Celeste passed away at 14, going on 15, David was already 20. He's 5.5 years older than her, which is a huge difference for a girl that young. And then considering the money and everything that he had, the access, everything that he had, like, bro, this is not cool by any means. But the simple fact that there are new reports coming out stating that they've now found pictures of Celeste. They found pictures of her backstage at his shows, at his concerts. They knew exactly who she was, allegedly, and they knew exactly what she was to him. So I want us to think about all of the people when the reports finally came out, like a week later. Because, like I said, we found out about what was going on inside of David's car right before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And then it was like a week and a half later that they came back and said it was this girl. And then that's when it kind of started going nuts. But then they were also, there's been a lot going on this fall. It's been a very busy fall. This was all leading up to Diddy, being sentenced, his sentencing hearing. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot. And the past couple of weeks, the conversation about David and Celeste, it's tamped down. Well, Shakia, no, I didn't see anyone at the White House because that press conference was in New York for the United Nations. That wasn't the White House. But yeah, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about David and Celeste. And if she had been at the White House for a press conference like that, just for future reference, it would have been in the press room, and it would have said all of that, just for future reference. Um Anywho's, and now, like I said, this is tamped down a lot. This story, it's tamped down a lot, but now I understand why. Because I think we all know here, as much as we've, gone into this, and we've done our own little, mini dives. We haven't done deep, deep, deep dives. We've done mini dives. Um, no worries, Shakia. That's what social media is for, to give people bad information so they'll run around spreading a bunch of wild stuff so nobody pays attention to what's actually going on. Distractions galore. Don't feel bad about that. The only thing I'll say is make sure you go and try to verify and double check up on everything that you see, because now with all this AI and stuff out here, man, I am trying to tell you, it's easy to fool people into believing the wrong stuff. I mean, they tried to do that with this case, didn't they? They have tried to convince us that she was never at that residence, hmm, that investigator was working to clear from all of that. I mean, you guys remember, we've been we've been on it. We've been up in here. We've been on it. Let me pull up a short right quick. And fair use, but just a quick reminder. I mean, because we've watched them pull, like, I don't know how many different kinds of distractions when it comes to this entire situation. Like, They've done a lot.
January 2nd, 2025.
Okay, now that's significant.
Fair use.
We were wondering when, she was last seen alive. There was that surveillance footage of her seemingly running away from her neighborhood.
And that was September of 24, I believe. So
Yeah.
we didn't have anything. We were like, where was this girl in 2025? But we do have a photo of her on July 2nd, early in the morning, July 2nd, 2025.
Has anyone, and just to be clear, you don't know more information about when she died?
Towards downtown LA, and I'll say the last photo that we have of Celeste is January 2nd, 2025.
Okay, now that's significant because we were wondering when, she was last seen alive. There was that surveillance footage of her seemingly running away from her neighborhood.
And that was September of 24, I believe. So
yeah.
We didn't have anything. We were like, where was this girl in 2025? But we do have a photo of her on July 2nd, early in the morning, July 2nd, 2025.
Has anyone, and just to be clear, you don't know more information about when she died?
What's interesting is they're still having a hard time figuring that out. Toxicology report still hasn't come back yet. Still hasn't. Still hasn't. And this private investigator, he's not doing any more of his famous press tours that he was on. Because he was running around for a couple of weeks. Everything trying to lead away from the house. I mean, you guys remember when we went over everything. I mean, we went over so much. The location, what was there, what wasn't there. I don't have those images in here. I'm going to have to probably send them over. But man, oh man, oh man. Just, I remember sitting here with, and Kat was, in the chat. Yeah, we went to location. Sure did. We sure did. We did a lot. There was the one thing that bothered me more than anything when it came to this case was how intent they seemed to protect David's reputation. How intent they seemed to, he's not a suspect. He's not a suspect. He was never a suspect. He's not a suspect. They did a lot. Manager came forward. Please stop involving me in this. This has absolutely nothing to do with me. I have a daughter that's 14 as well, and this is very upsetting to my family. And can you please leave us alone and show some respect and whoop-de whoop-de whoop. Like who releases a statement on TikTok regarding a matter like this? It's really interesting. All of it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me grab these because you guys know, like, they went through so much disinformation, distraction when it came to all of this. You guys remember. I know you do. How can we forget? It was all very it's just very troubling. And for a lot of us, I know it made us sick to our stomachs. I know it did it for me. But the question is, you have a little bit more info to pass along pertaining Celeste? Well, Can you hear me? I accidentally hit the mute button. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Great. Sorry about that. Oh, welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was just reminding everybody of the different distractions that we were going through regarding this case and just the confusion of it all.
Mm-hmm. I was going through the whole thing in regards to the update because I told you I was just kind of done with the injustice and the inactivity that was going on with this case. But I read, yeah, they finally made him D4DV a suspect. So I got a feeling there's a whole lot that's about to unravel. Now, here's something that just dropped too, and we can talk about this later. I don't want to break the whole thing. You remember Amanda Bynes? Yeah, remember what was her name? Amanda Bynes. Bynes.
Hmm. Actress.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She just,
One of those teen stars. She was like really big around the same time that Lindsay Lohan was.
yeah, I know. Did she ever come out and said anything about the situation with Dan Schneider, the Nickelodeon? What I forget which what role he had with Nickelodeon, but she just came out and said that she got raped and impregnated by him at 13.
Yeah.
This came out some time ago, I guess. Yeah, I said, yeah, this is disgusting. But I say all that to say, um, I was telling y'all, I told y'all something else was going on behind the scenes, or something else was going on in alignment with this whole D4VD thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I just want to see how far it's going to go. Even with the Amanda Bynes situation, I'll talk with you about it later. I said that's sad. Um,
I mean, the truth is you're not derailing anything because we're stumbling upon the same thing. These children are not safe
no,
in Hollywood, in the
no,
entertainment industry, period. These
no.
children are not safe. That girl nearly lost her mind. Look at Brittany.
Yeah, and Brittany's tied to this Dan Schneider person too. I think.
Yeah, it's wild. It's actually
They
really
they pro-
wild.
they protect these people. It's in all honesty, I'll be the first one. Let's start a damn brigade of people. We need to get rid of these people that are like this in Hollywood, just in general in your life. I'll say it like that. Um, I knew that they were protecting something when the whole D4VD and then they weren't doing anything. I'm like, why are they so inactive? Um,
What did I tell you
yeah,
from the very beginning? We spoke about it offline, but I said it very clearly. They're protecting more than him. They're protecting the
yeah,
industry.
yeah, yeah.
They're protecting more than him. And that statement that his manager made, and then the simple fact that he's tied to Interscope Records, there's just a lot. There is something off between her connection with Cynthia Erivo. There's something weird there too. Um,
Connection. I'm reading. Okay, the chat says
Ariana
Ariana.
Grande.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, there's something really off there. They're definitely
I'm a.
protecting the money because at the end of the day, that's exactly what people
Well,
like
yeah, they
Britney
got you.
Spears, like
They got
David.
to.
It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
You know what will be clutch, and I wish I could pull this off. You know how white America got so afraid in the '60s and '70s of, you know, Panthers. There's really were doing was protecting their neighborhoods and the citizens in their neighborhood from police brutality. And the big government came in and just got rid of them. And it was kind of like no one blinked an eye. If I went around, and it didn't have to just be black, it could be anybody, Hispanic, Asian, white, anybody, and say, you know what, and the brothers that's going to get rid of all the PDFers. I wonder how that would roll out. I really wonder how that would roll out. Will we be infiltrated by some undercover PDFers, and then we get busted for something, and we all have to go to another country? I wonder how that would play out, because that I'm to the point right now where I'm just disgusted with this system and the inactivity that goes on
And
to protecting the kids.
Camicia actually said the lack of outrage from the public, and that's because we've been trained to not react. Oh, listen to me, sweetheart. I still don't understand what she was doing at what was Ariana Grande doing at Aretha Franklin's funeral to begin with?
She was at Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Yeah, dressed like a harlot.
The hell?
But have we forgotten how Christina Aguilera showed up to Etta James' funeral looking like a $2 hooker, drunk out of her mind, not able to sing at last properly?
Hmm.
For whatever reason, they do stuff like this. They do the most inappropriate things at funerals. I told you when Jimmy Fallon came to our manager Rich's funeral, and he was
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
loud in the lobby. We had to literally, people had to get up and walk out there and tell him to shut the hell up. While he out there partying with a bunch of what looked like, in my opinion, ladies of the night working during the matinee hour. They always do this. We not even gonna talk about the Madonna kiss because after they kissed Madonna in that performance, neither one of their lives have been right since they did that crap. Neither one of them been right. And then Justin Timberlake tried to up the ante and outdo them. I'm having tacos. Don't hate me. Tried to outdo them and whipped out Janet Jackson's pierced nipple at the Super Bowl. And her career wasn't the same after that. You know, we can't even talk about Whitney Houston's funeral because they did all kinds of stuff and they tried to make that a very, very, very terrible day for Bobby Brown. They pretty much tried to turn it into a humiliation ritual. So the only difference, in my opinion, between Britney and Celeste is that Britney got to live, but this girl, 14. She didn't even make it to 15. She didn't even make it to high school. And they're not honest because the truth is, a lot of these kids that run away don't ever make it back home. They never make it back home. And it's sad. So, anyway, what did you hear regarding the update?
D4VD being viewed a suspect, and he may have done some things um, when he took a trip to Santa Barbara. Something happened in the spring, right? That's what
Yeah.
they're saying. But then I see Men's Journal. They said arrest reportedly not close in D4VD's Celeste Rivas investigation. So they said, the authorities in LA continue to investigate the death, and they talk about what happened, what they know so far, that D4DV had multiple connections to the Rivas,
Yeah.
a matching tattoo. Reva's mother, also said her daughter was missing for over a year and had been dating a man named David. D4DV reportedly also wrote an unreleased song with lyrics that reference a girl named Celeste. Uh, TMZ reported in October that there was a consensus among D4DV friends that acquaintances and his acquaintance that he and Celeste were a couple, and that those in the scene also thought Celeste was old, around 19. And at one
Then
point,
don't
police
forget
raided.
they had a second Celeste.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get to that. At one point, police raided a home connected to D4DV as part of their investigation. The house we pulled up to a couple of days after, was it a day or two after? I forget, but we pulled up to that house, the one that's on Doheny. Private investigator Steve Fisher said suspicious items were found at D4DV's former home, including farming tools, hoes, um, that did not belong to the residents and could be used to get rid of a person. So, despite the links, police have maintained that D4DV is not considered a suspect at the time and have stood by their statement. Um, that is unclear that the crime has been committed beyond concealment of a body. And additionally, no official cause of death has been revealed. But they said no arrest imminent. They were saying a new release video Monday that TMZ reiterated that after speaking with LAPD, it's clear that arrest is not close. So this is what was said in Men's Journal, and this was dated. What was the date? Give me 1 second. Shoot, this was today,
Yeah.
a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of confusion. And then I got something 3 hours ago from the Daily Mail that says the investigation, D4DV, the investigation as suspected in the M word of teen found in trunk of his Tesla. Um, so essentially, they said law enforcement said they have now started to investigate D4DV as a potential suspect in the case. And
Two
like I said, the
months
claims,
later,
yeah,
after they've
the
given
claims,
him ample time to just potentially get rid of evidence, after they've taken the entire country. And once again, let's remember this. This was on News Nation, remember? With the
yep,
private investigator.
Downtown LA. And I'll say the last photo that we have of Celeste is January 2nd, 2025. Okay, now that's significant because we were wondering when She was last seen alive. There was that surveillance footage of her seemingly running away from her neighborhood. And that was September of 24, I believe. So yeah, we didn't have anything. We were like, where was this girl in 2025? But we do have a photo of her on July 2nd, early in the morning, July 2nd, 2025. Has anyone, and just to be clear, you don't know more information about when she died?
So we had him out here a month ago, giving up a date in January and then a date in July, not being clear, never clarifying on which date was the accurate date. And now they're saying about something that happened in the spring in Santa Barbara.
Police investigations source claim revealed that spring of 2025, D4DV took a trip in the middle of the night to a remote area of Santa Barbara County and remained there for several hours, the publication says. And LAPD told NBC4 that police believe Rivas likely, expired in the spring and that D4DV likely had help dismembering and dispose of the body. The source claimed the rapper has not been cooperative during the months-long investigation. Um, Rivas had been missing for more than a year after running away from her home in Lake Elsinore in April of 2024. She
You want
would
to
have
know
been
what's strange?
15 before her
Oh,
body was found. Go ahead.
spring is a season that lasts 3 months. They don't know when. They can give us details
March,
like
April,
he.
May.
They can
When did
give
they
us.
find?
I mean,
They found her in September.
yeah, in the trunk of a car. And let's not forget.
So they're saying the latest it could have been was anytime spring, before spring is, June 21st, anytime before then. So they're saying anytime between March, April, May, June. She was unalive, and it was June, July, August, September. So something else. There's something else to the story. If the
Her
private
friends
investigator,
said that they were still communicating with her via social media on her burner account up until August,
ah, so
which
were they?
means
What was that?
if something happened to her in the spring, someone was on whatever device she was using, on whatever burner account that she was using, and still communicating with her friends like she was still alive. The investigator also said that that car was moved to the spot around the corner from the house that they were busy trying to convince everybody
Hmm.
nobody was there, you know. 1368 Doheny Place, which is now 1368 Vario Drive because they changed the name of the location 2 weeks after Senounce was listed the person who was in the car. Like I don't. Then they try to convince us that she was really there and that she was never here, which is the same house. Same house, different name, address. Same house, different name, address. Like it's like they keep forgetting, like as they keep leaking this stuff out, they're making it worse. Her friend said that the last time they spoke with her via social media in an Instaburner account, I believe it was August. They weren't sure if it was early. They said it could have been as late as mid-month, but they said that that car was moved on the 29th of July, the same date that David got on that tour bus and left. and the tour bus was there at the house on Doheny slash Vario, and the car was moved to the spot that it was parked at with her remains in it on the 29th. So they're trying to insinuate that something happened to her in the spring. Isn't that just a very, very, very vague detail?
Yeah, and I don't know. I will say because people are saying
April,
like
May, June.
LAPD. People are
Go
just. I
ahead.
was just gonna say people are saying that LAPD is just freaking incompetent at this point when it comes to dealing with investigations like this, and they could have easily, because they said months ago that he wasn't a suspect, and now all of a sudden he is. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to figure it out. So somewhere over the course of 90 days, Santa Barbara, are they saying that they know for sure that he went with Celeste?
They're saying
Does it say-
what reason could he? Um,
Like where was Celeste? Celeste went with him. He went to Santa Barbara and he was there for a few hours and then he came back. And but now the one thing they're very sure of is whatever happened to her, he didn't do it alone. They can say that he went to Santa Barbara, they can say that he went there, that he stayed for hours, but they don't know what month it was. Just sometime in the spring, sometime over the course of 90 days. They're doing too much misdirection. Am I wrong? Hey, Mudana, welcome. I've said it all along that I don't believe that this happened alone. I've said it all along that I don't believe that if he's got anything to do with this, he did it alone. I've actually said it was quite possible that he might not have done it at all, that somebody else might have done it. Could have done it for him. But whatever happened to her, it would not have happened to her if she wasn't dealing with him. That I'm sure of. It's crazy. It's crazy. All of this misdirection, changing the address in Google, changing the name of the street, same daughter. See, that's the thing, Bruna. We can use words like sacrifice. We can say that. But you know what? You start talking like that, and what do they start saying? Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. There's no facts, there's no evidence. But they get to come out and they get to throw around 80 million trillion weirdo different kinds of details to confuse everyone, to intentionally leave your face like this. It's funny. It seems like the second that people started really going through the details and pulling out details, the investigation got real slow, real slow. And the second that people weren't buying all of the stories that came from the private investigator that was hired by the House, it got real slow. Or is it just me? Guys, we're not going to be here very long tonight. We're not going to be here long. I just wanted to address that they're finally now saying that this guy is a suspect now. It's just so funny. Weren't they sitting on TMZ like week 2, week 3 into the investigation? Oh no, no, no! It's just a bizarre coincidence. David's not a suspect. Oh no, he's not a suspect. David's cooperating. Well, he's not cooperating. David's here. Well, no one knows where David is. David's moving out, but David's in Texas. Like they've
This story somehow.
You know what's funny? I think that they thought that they were going to be able to get through this story without the public actually caring. That's what I think. I think they thought that they were going to be able to just throw some random details out there, try to convince everybody that he had nothing to do with it, and they were going to sweep it all up underneath the rug. I think people cared more than they gave them credit for about this girl. Yeah, Shannon, we are. We're all tired of so called celebrities. We are. We are. Oh, absolutely, baby girl Tay. Thanks to the way they handled Diddy's case, thanks to the way they mismanaged that whole thing and screwed over that whole thing, thanks to the way that they've done all of this lying, anybody that's got a heart and a conscience is going to be looking a lot more closely at the industry. See, and that's what all of this stuff is about. That's what that party over there at Basil's house was about. I'm telling y'all, the entire industry is trying to find a way to save itself. I do not trust what the Kardashians are trying to do with Britney Spears. Bringing Chris Jenner in to manage Britney for what? For what? Outside of blood relatives, when they get involved in other people's careers, it's not good. It ain't been good for Kanye. It definitely wasn't good for Lamar Odom. It wasn't good for Justin Bieber. Like every time they get involved with another celebrity outside of their family, it turns out catastrophic. Or am I wrong? I tell you what I do know. This woman on the screen, has been screwed over by the industry 80 trillion ways, and they're looking for another 80 trillion more. What I do know is that the Kardashians have grown in enough power to be considered credible industry gatekeepers. What, would you disagree?
Nah,
I'm just curious. Why wasn't Britney invited to the actual party at Jeff Bezos' house? Or were they just there trying to figure out what they were going to do about all of the loose ends? Because let's not forget Lou Taylor, who made Britney Spears' life a living hell, is the best of friends with Kris Jenner. And they all sit on the board of that church, that California community church that Diddy was a part of. You know, church is a 501c3s, they're nonprofit, which means their donations and stuff, you know, there's no better way to launder money than through a church. Like a church it's a great way to launder money. Sweetheart, I I can't begin to explain why they were all a bunch of grown women is all sitting there in bed together acting like they're having a teenage sleepover. Like it's the Mean Girls reunion. I don't I can't begin to explain that. What I will say is this: with Britney, as vulnerable as she is, it makes me nervous seeing those Kardashians anywhere near her. With everything that's been going on, I'm just saying, Lou Taylor was the person that had her in that conservatorship. She was her conservator. This is one of Kris Jenner's very good friends and allies. I've been saying it to y'all. I think that what's the video that we have? What do you have on it? On the thumbnail? A setup for a sacrifice? We sat there and we talked about all of the money that they made off of her while she was in that conservatorship, while they worked her like a dog. You got Kevin Federline sitting around talking about, I don't think she's going to survive. My kids are afraid their mother is going to die. Like they're sitting here all lining it up. So now we going to bring in the witches of Eastwick, or should we just say the witches of Calabasas, allegedly, and get everything back in Lou Taylor's hands? Is that what they're going to do? Or are they going to? And then the next thing you know, Brittany's gone. And if they're management, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to put an insurance policy on her. Because the first thing that Kris Jenner does when she starts managing somebody is that she gets policies on them. And I'm not saying that allegedly, that's a fact. Oh.
so again, and it's
And all
funny,
of
you
this
were
is
the
alleged.
one.
I'm not saying that any of this is a fact, but go ahead.
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, this is alleged, but yeah. th- So what was the situation? They, Britney Spears did what? like posted a photo of them in bed
Yeah. And she's
because
kissing everybody on the cheek like a sweet little
yeah, yeah,
girl.
yeah. I'm trying to find that actual. Okay, here it is. It's very disturbing. Very,
It don't
um,
look normal.
very disturbing. That's all I say. Um, Let me see if I
Brittany's
can
what, 40?
give me 1 second. So I'm actually okay. I'll just do it like this. Um,
If Brittany ever
okay.
speaks up about any of what Diddy could have potentially done to her and the connection to Lou Taylor, it is not, this isn't good.
There's the photo. Is that it? That's it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Brittany thanking Kim and Chloe for what? Letting her. It says for letting her. So this, I guess, this was all on IG.
They could have invited her
Um,
to the birthday party and they could all.
yeah, it's not giving me no more. Um, yeah, there's. They say they have this cozy sleepover. This is according to page 6. And Britney Spears now, yeah, she is curled up in bed with the Kardashians, Kim and Chloe. They're all hanging out. This kind of reminds me of, well, I'm not gonna say who. Maybe I'll say it at the end. But I mean, this just looks weird. This looks very weird, and
Suspect in a hole.
it it's funny. You dropped the video not too long ago, like we said about the set up for sacrifice, and this is what you know what came out a few days ago. I mean, you dropped that video a couple of about a week prior, and now it's like got this. And are you saying she's living in London? But no, she's out here. Like, ain't she in California? Because the Jenners are in Calabasas, right?
Mhm.
And this wasn't part of the party. This wasn't the party. This wasn't the
No.
okay.
Everybody went to that party, got their marching orders, what they needed to do, didn't they?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
and the Jenners connection to Lou Taylor, and Diddy's connection to Lou Taylor and Britney. Hmm. I'm still trying to see what to make of this. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to see
I know what to make of it.
what.
Brittany better not sign no contract. She better not. She better not sign no contract. Cause these witch bitches, they all in it for the money. And
Well, legally is it? According to sources I'm reading, they said that Chris Jenner wants Britney Spears on to appear on the Kardashian show, I
that's
guess,
not a good
and
idea.
potentially collaborate with the family.
That's not a good idea.
Potentially collaborate with the family, seen as an opportunity for business connection.
Hmm. Hmm. Giving her the business more like.
Britney Britney Spears wasn't invited to the 70th birthday party,
Why
which
not?
included a whole lot of different celebrities. Yeah,
Why
that's
not?
a good question. Why
That would
not?
have been a great time if they wanted to do business with her. If they wanted to put her on. Why ain't they bring her there?
They say Kim Kardashian wanted her there, but Kris Jenner ultimately vetoed the idea.
Why?
because she might be a risk. Because she
Why?
might be a risk.
But
But
she wants to
beside,
make her a client.
despite the birthday snub, Jenner reportedly sees potential for Spears to appear on the show, the reality show, The Kardashians.
Mhm.
And that's where we get the business manager, all the insiders suggest Jenner is looking for business opportunity, believing that a connection between the families could be beneficial. Yeah, it just could involve potential fashion collaborations with Skims.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Spears was recently seen with Kim and Chloe in a social media post describing the family as warm, beautiful, and kind.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I bet they are warm. Hmm. Yeah. The Reddit. I'm reading up on the Reddit right now. This is new. Actually, it's from a few days ago. Calabasas Nights. Britney Spears, Lou Taylor was that Chris 70th? No, that's not the case. We know that. But I'm looking at Kim Kardashian IG with the whole sleepover stuff, and yeah, yeah. Well, they say Britney's been in Mexico. She probably had to get away from the paparazzi. Are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Don't
eating?
mind me.
Okay. Well, they said the Kardashians have been exploiting Britney allegedly for years. This is what people
Uh-huh.
are saying.
Yeah.
So this is again, okay, I get it. This is yeah, this is a new handler. There we go.
I mean, what's the difference between Chris Jenner and Lou Taylor?
I don't know.
You thought that you
No
thought that
idea.
she was a risk, basically meaning you think that she was too unstable to be at your birthday party, but you think she's stable enough to
Right,
be on your television show.
right. No, they're looking
Poppycocking.
for spectacles.
Poppycock.
They're looking for spectacles.
It would be
Yeah.
the perfect place to bring her to crash out. So they would have a reason to put her back in another conservatorship and make the whole world witness to it. Britney Spears wigs out and loses it. And she needs help. She's not well. Like Kanye. We want her to be perfect.
Yeah.
We want her. I mean, we do you see everything that we tried to do for Kanye? We know when someone's not well. And Brittany is breaking my heart to see you like this. Trust me, I
Brittany
know.
still has ties to
Yeah,
Lou.
she still has ties to Lou Taylor.
Brittany still has ties to Lou Taylor.
Who?
Okay, yeah, got it. Okay,
Who
that
still
makes
has
sense.
ties?
Does Brittany? I'm asking. Does Brittany still
I
have
don't
ties
think
to Lou
so.
Taylor? Oh,
I don't think so. I don't think she has anything to do with her. But to work with Chris Jenner is to put her right in line, put her right back in the crosshairs of Lou Taylor.
and then they were all in the bed. It's giving freak off vibes, right?
It's just giving it's just it's giving high school musical for lesbians vibes. It's
And people are saying that the picture is old, and they were like, "Well, did Brittany post this?" Because known for an old photos, and they're like,
Wasn't it a
nah.
video?
Uh, Kim Kardashian posted it, and it was a
I
video.
know.
Yeah, and people are like, is this AI? You see what I'm saying? Like nowadays, you can't. Yeah, yeah.
These is
I don't know
all
what to
women.
say.
These ain't little girls. And it was a video. Baby girl tell you if it's American Pie vibes, then that would make Britney the band geek.
Yeah.
What did we say?
Okay.
What did we talk about? Like
Okay.
this is freakish. This is freakish. It's freakish. You want to know what's sad? We sit there. How many times have you heard me call something? How many times have you heard me say something? How many times have you heard me point something out long before it happened? And then the next thing you know, there it is.
Yeah.
So help me God, if she ends up back in a hospital or if she ends up back on conservatorship or worse, if her ex-husband gets his wish, better not nobody say shit to me. Better not nobody say shit to me.
Yeah.
Because
It's sad.
if she ever decided to speak out against Diddy, ever, that could bring down the whole industry because of all of the people that she would be able to prove covered it up. That poor thing. That poor thing. But see, that's that's what you deal with when you deal with the industry. That's what you deal with when you try to you got to walk away from it all. If they even got one hook in you, one hook, that's it. All it takes is one friend, one, you know, a lot of people don't understand why I move and I operate the way that I do. I'm telling you right now, if I try to do business with any of these people, if I try to be anywhere near any of them, that's it for me. Am I wrong? That's it for me. Let's just be clear, there are no friends in the industry. You got family members who want to have something to do with the industry, involved with the industry, around the industry. Guess what? You ain't got no family either. That's just what's real. It's just that simple. Well, guys, that's the update. Shit's been fucked up. It's still fucked up. We gonna see how long it stay fucked up. You got any last words?
No, my phone is freaking
Hot.
over, yeah, eating. So, but that's it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do something comparing the shade room and all of the blog stuff that goes on now, when the celebrity gossip stuff. that's on the internet and compare it to, remember Star Magazine and News Magazine? Let me go to the store and
The tabloids.
You see the
Michael Jackson. Do you remember what that used to be like when you would go to the supermarket?
It'll
And
freak you
Wacko
out.
Jacko, Wacko
Yeah,
Jacko,
they were programming
him
you
and
to.
Bubbles.
I'm talking about that tomorrow, just about how they do celebrities and how they are programmed. It's the same thing.
Do
They
you
were
want to know
doing
what?
that.
Do you want to know what's so sad? That blogger that we saw who was sitting there and he was talking. Be careful because that metal can get sharp. You don't want to. But and he was sitting there and he started talking about Michael Jackson. He was like, he was acquitted, but I still got questions. Michael Jackson, he was acquitted because he was innocent. You know, it's so funny. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, except that's not the way it really works in America. If you're accused, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. Period. And it's usually how it works for the innocent people. And guess what? Even after they're found innocent, they're still guilty because they were targeted. So something must be wrong with you. It's the stain that they put on you. I know he was innocent, Myrna, but it doesn't matter. Want to know why? Because I want you to think about all those magazines, all those tabloids, everything that they wrote about him. You go outside, you go to the market, you go to the newsstand, and it was just Michael Jackson, Wacko Jacko, Wacko Jacko, him and Bubbles. He did this to this kid. His sister
Or the
looks
kid
pleased
or
at this.
the kid I was found in the bat cave or the bat kid is weird. It was just weird stuff. But what you're saying about Mike, see the thing is all that was sanctioned because see I'm tying it all in. I'm gonna show you kind of how I'm doing it all. I'm tying it all together. All that stuff was sanctioned, meaning allowed by certain people within, certain levels of the government. You had to because honestly, he could have sued. Um, he could have prevented. He could have done a lot. Mike was a dude, but he said he never paid attention to it. He didn't give it any, you know, any type of credence. But it's a it's a mind virus. If you let one thing just sit out there and it goes unchecked, then it's like the public will just, oh, okay, well, he ain't saying nothing about it, he never
It'll
addressed it, oh, it
acknowledge it
must
as
be true.
real.
Exactly. So it was
I
all
used to
sanctioned
not
though.
say, listen to me, I used to not say anything either. For a while, I let these weirdos over here on YouTube do whatever the hell they wanted to do. I let them. I didn't used to fight as hard as I fight now. But then I realized, like, if I don't speak up, if I don't fight this out, people may just believe that it's true.
Hmm.
And it's funny, no matter how hard I fight, no matter how hard I prove what's real, there are some people who still want to just accept and believe. Oh, well, she's lying. Why?
Because they said so.
Now, you want to know what's interesting? That weirdo, Burger King. I was listening to him go back and forth with that psycho granny from Detroit. I don't know why I listened. Actually, I
Well,
do.
now you're witnessing a slow car collision. You're sitting there looking at a train wreck like 10
No,
seconds
but
before it's about to wreck. So you're like looking at it
Absolutely.
like, oh, shh.
But you want to know, you want to know what was weird? Listening to the both of them lie and listening to who was actually telling some truth. As much as I hate to say it, Burger King was actually not lying about the evil raccoon lady.
Hmm.
He was telling the absolute truth. I knew she was a troll. I knew she was a spy. Now it was funny because she told him that I was using him to help make my name pop. I didn't need him to make my name pop, but my name was already the shit. They were using me. They were all using me so that they could build their channels. It's very funny how they all like to rewrite history. Like, that's how you can tell they're all insane because they all know they're lying about all of the shit that they say, but they say it with such conviction, like it's real. That's
Well,
mental illness is wild.
yep.
But Burger King, I can't even believe that I'm saying that he was actually being more honest than Creamy, than Fraggle Rock. Like, I can't believe that I can actually say that. The reason why when I got arrested in the pool, I said she was in charge is because I knew she wasn't going to do shit. But I told her to collect the donations because I wanted to have evidence that she was willing to steal from me. A bunch of people sent her money to send to me and to put aside for my bail or to put on my books while I was in jail, and she kept it all. Like, it wasn't just King Payne and Sean Davy that stole money from me. It was her too. Sure did. Her and that weirdo simply DJ who was the regulator when she was a moderator on my channel, who was don't F with me when she was on TJ's channel. Like, these people are crazy. Diane, the multiple personality mod. These people are
Hmm.
insane. And they're all thieves. The reason why Kimmy got mad that I called her out was because she thought that she was going to be able to just keep grifting on the side and spy on me and lie on me for payment.
Okay, so do me a
I
favor.
put what?
Let's cease. I was going to say, let's cease with talking about them. You already know what this is. I guarantee you, this segment is going to get blasted out because of. I understand you getting stuff off your chest. We have not. It's like sinners.
I'm
You
thinking
got to
about the
invite the
tab. No, but
devil
I'm
in.
thinking about the no, because it's the tabloid thing, and just how they put lie after lie after lie after lie, and they say all of these crazy
Well,
things,
let's
and they
save
say
it
all
for
of
the
these crazy
members.
things.
Let's save that for the members because I don't want to. Let's not give them any attention. You are. Come
I
on,
hear
Jag.
you.
You already know.
I hear you. But
Don't even give them. Don't give them that satisfaction.
anybody that is insane.
Yeah.
I hear you. But anybody that is insane enough to change their name on social media to your last name just so that they can run around and grift off of your name and steal money from people in bad faith off of your name is a whole sicko. That bitch is a sicko in Detroit. Sicko.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, she had pow charges on her, and she was arrested and went to jail. She got out not long after I got out, and somehow was able to get her pow back. I honestly think she made a deal to inform on me, and that's how she got out of that charge. That's what I think. But unfortunately for her, I gave her a bunch of bad information so she could run around and act like she had a bunch and act like she knew a bunch. So when she passed it on and people found out it was wrong, she would look like a fucking idiot. That was a good one. That was a good one. But yeah, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. I never would have thought that I would have ever agreed at this point in time with that weirdo about anything. But he was absolutely right. I mean, he did lie himself. I had no idea who the fuck he was. My bad. I know. I know. No, I am. It's just the weirdo tabloid stuff. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, I'll leave it alone. So yeah. Well, guys, we've been here for a little bit. I told you guys it wasn't gonna be a long one night. Keep all of these people in prayer and you know, pray for justice. And I don't you your phone, you nothing. The way you nothing. So yeah, all right, guys, let me go. That's the update. That's what we got so far. It's looking kind of crazy. It's getting kind of hectic. Bum 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 bum. I got the power. Mm, mhm. Hey, hey, hey. What's the name of that band? Snap. I thought it was Snap that did I got the power. It's getting kind of hectic. I thought that was, you know what? Maybe we should do like a poll about it or something. I don't know. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. And yeah, don't believe the hype, man. These people are insane out here in this world, and we're gonna see where this goes. David's finally a suspect, and he didn't do it alone. We've been saying that for weeks. We've been saying for weeks that there's no way that he shouldn't be a suspect. We've been saying for weeks that there's no way he shouldn't have been arrested, if for nothing less than, yeah, it's Snap. Thank you, Susan. That's what I thought. If for nothing less than statutory rape. And for weeks, I've been saying that he did not do this alone. That it couldn't have. But hey, not all of us can be quick witted. Not even the police, apparently. So we'll see you guys soon, and peace out. Love you guys. Good night.